Hello everyone, William here, this time with a mail day video. Here we could see three envelopes. This one's domestic from the UK, and this one's, I believe, Spain, and here we have Portugal. Since this is a store, I figured I'll leave the address on, but I'll open this one last. And I'll open this one up quickly. If you remember back in February, I said if you watch that video, I was kind of slowing down on my buying, which is still the case, especially now that the economy might be going down slightly with all of these tariffs and whatnot, but I won't focus on that. Okay. I have to say this is the smallest envelope I've ever seen. I imagine the seller printed this out on their own home printer, because when you print out the labels for Royal Mail at the post office, they aren't that small. They probably, I guess it's more economical to do it this way. This is my second English Iris Fighting Spirit. Thankfully it's in okay condition. Oh, I see, they didn't have it in a top folder. This is one reason why I wanted to open this one up on camera, because of how unusual the packaging was. Is this okay. This is one of the dividers. Feels a bit flimsy. Ideally, I would have put it in a top folder, but maybe, I know top floaters have been selling out. I guess it's more economical to use the divider, but I would think dividers are harder to find since you only get a handful from the ETB. Anyway, enough about that. Here's another iris. I'll make a separate video on some of the promos I've been getting. I made a post on my channel page, community page, about some promos I've been picking up, but that's for another day. Here's the package from Spain. And if what's in here is what I believe it is, it would mean I've completed another language set. Okay. Dragon Ball. Alright, I'll try peeling it. Ideally, it would be better to use painter's tape. Give me a sec. Alright, I'm back. Okay. And I got some Spanish cards. This is a Closyter from 151. Altaria from Champion's Path. I think this one's Dragon Majesty. And here's the main card I bought. It is Cloyster from... Excuse me for just ignoring the DVZ cards. I imagine they aren't really worth anything since they're taped up. First edition Fossil Cloyster in Spanish. I'll put these to the side. And so that completes my language set of Cloyster. This was really, I don't want to say easy, but it was much easier to complete this set for a first edition Cloyster than it is for a more modern card. One reason is that there's roughly a third less of the language, there's less languages to collect for. Also, I'm surprised how many of these cards I was able to source here locally in the UK. I've noticed that a lot of vintage cards, they aren't as you could say, for lack of a better word, region locked as more modern cards are. For example, I believe this is a Dutch Cloyster. I got this one from France. Most of the others I was able to just pick up domestically. This one's Italian, I think. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, I was able to get that one locally as well, but here it is, Closyter. I might try to go for the 151 Closyter. Oops, sorry about that. I might try to go for a language set of this Closyter, but I'll see for now what I do with 151. Last and not least is this package from Portugal. As I said, I left the address visible because this is a store I actually got it from, bought from. I think this is a card market package. Mystic Mirage. I saw them on Instagram and the store looks pretty well put together. Okay. Alright, nothing else in there. And here it is. A Mega Gardevoir from the Radiant Collection. This one's a Portuguese coffee. I'm not buying as much as I have before, but when I get notified on cards on my want list, I basically buy them straight away. And this is one example of such a card. Yeah, it's pretty banged up, but when it comes to Portuguese cards, beggars can't be choosers. There is a seller on eBay from Brazil that has one for sale, but that's closer to 10 times the price on what I pay for this one, which to me is a bit ridiculous. I'm never really get to look at these Radiant cards too much, so I never not Radiant collection cards, so I sometimes not always sure if it's real, but give me a sec. The best way to check would be to look at the English copy I have. And yeah, looking at them together, it's real. It's just that the Portuguese one is a bit beat up. I have quite a few more Mega Gardevoir EXs to collect. The hardest one is obviously going to be the Russian one because that's from the XY era Russian cards. Quite a few of them. That's why I've been hesitant on collecting any XY cards. All in all, this card is I would say, in my top 3 of favorite Gardevoir cards. My favorite being the one, I've shown this one before. It's from Secret Wonder, this Gardevoir. I believe it's pretty playable if you look at its ability. Here you can see I have a duplicate and the Japanese one from Dawn Dash as well. So that's all for today's video, and thanks for watching.